So I'm back now. So I guess I forgot to mention something else before I start part 8 of my story. So so I forgot to mention in the Alvin show there were these three girls in this segment called I Wish I Could Speak French. So, and anyway, there was a blonde one, a redhead one, and a block-haired one. More like the Powerpuff Girls and the Chipettes, but, you know, people, people thought that these characters were, many people thought that these characters were the precursor to the Chipettes, but that didn't really. They were just random French girls. They were not the Chipettes, so you know. So so they weren't. They were just French girls, and people did make some fan art to make them look like the Chipettes, but I actually think, but I know who looks more like the Chipettes. These girls, that's how I became a huge fan of this show, and as I said in my previous video, I became a fan of this show and interconnected the chipmunks with them, so very proud of that. And so here's my story. I actually first, I think it was 2010. I think it was towards the end of 2010, I started watching the Brady Bunch on YouTube. So, and when I watched them on YouTube, I just started watching the Brady Bunch on YouTube. So, and I actually first found out about the Brady Bunch. I think it was I was I think it was towards the end of first grade, like 1998 seems to ring a bell, and they had a Nick at Night promo for the Brady Bunch, and I didn't really watch the Brady Bunch when I was that young because it was past my bedtime, and started at 8:30 at night, so but I did watch a little bit of it, and I might have actually seen the Brady Bunch, a real long time ago, back when I was in like 1996 or 97, when I was in kindergarten, first grade. I remember, I remember seeing the theme song for it with the little blue squares, like this. And I think it was on a Friday night, because I remember I wanted to watch Kablam, and because Kablam was another show I watched on Nickelodeon, and I think they were airing the Brady Bunch instead for some reason that night. So I think it aired at 8 o'clock And I remember, I think it was the theme song for the Brady Bunch. So, you know, that they played that instead of Kablam. I was kind of disappointed because I really liked Kablam, with the Sniz and Fondue and all those Life with Loopy. I mean, I really like that show, but of course, I like these shows better now, so. So anyway, uh, let's, uh, so anyway, that's, how I found out about the Brady Bunch, and, I remember in the Nick at Night promo that I first saw, it was a commercial about, like, saying, like, the words 3 times, like, Jan, 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 which was Cindy, and then Marsha, 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 which is what Jan Brady said, and I remember Marsha said, ugly, ugly, ugly. Oh yeah, and I really wanted to, I actually remembered that episode, and that was like one of the first episodes I watched when I started watching them on YouTube, and like winter, like fall of 2010, I watched that episode of the Brady Bunch when Marsha first got her braces. Braces were a hard time for people back in those days. And I watched it. It was I mean, yeah, and I watched that episode, and then I started watching more episodes on YouTube, and I noticed, at first I noticed the similar music with the flutes, like like, the classical, music, the flutes and stuff, you know. And I noticed it was very similar to the music on Alvin and the Chipmunks, the '80s series, and so. But not only that, I noticed the 3 boys and 3 girls, the same pattern of characters, and I noticed it was between so it aired in 1969 to 1974, and that was right after we saw the Alvin show. Right after they put the Alvin show on the air, but before they put the 1980s series on the air, which featured the Chipettes, which is, my theory of why that's the reason why the Chipettes are missing in the Alvin show, because it was before the concept of the Brady Bunch, and my theory is that any like Alvin and the Chipmunk TV series that would have aired after fall of 1969, when the Brady Bunch first premiered, that we would have gotten some kind of girl chipmunks added to the series. So, I really think that, because I think this show had a big influence on female characters in TV shows and of course cartoons. So, that's why I'm a big fan, so, because of these girls, so, anyway, I think that's about it now, so next time I'm gonna, talk about me watching Brady Bunch over the years and, my accomplishments and things I've done so far. So I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.